We're witnessing one of the largest shifts in global geostrategic power that the world has witnessed. And if we, the United States military, don't do a fundamental change to ourselves in the coming 10 to 15 to 20 years, then we're going to be on the wrong side of a conflict.
Then there's the potential U.S. clash with China over Taiwan.
Is it your belief that China is preparing to make a move on Taiwan in the near future?
The Chinese are clearly and unambiguously building the capability to provide those options to the national leadership if they so choose at some point in the future. But near future, probably not, but anything can happen.
U.S. officials tell NBC News in war games simulating an American defense of Taiwan, U.S. forces have not been able to win a conventional war with the Chinese.
Do we have the capability to defend Taiwan?
We absolutely have the capability. There's no question about that.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and this is what leadership looks like, folks. This is why our Constitution is written the way that it is. We are one of the very few countries in the world where a civilian authority, also known as Congress and the executive branch, oversees our military. The President of the United States is called the Commander-in-Chief, and that's for a reason. The buck stops with him. General Milley is a lifelong military man, and he has seen it all. He is as poised as they come, and when he speaks, nations listen. This is likely to be the most serious foreign policy decision President Biden has to make. What to do about China? How do we handle them? And when do we show our U.S. might? Make no mistakes about it, folks. I spent the majority of my life in the military, and if push comes to shove, I can guarantee you that there is no force on the planet that can compete with the United States military. Our capabilities are years ahead of our rivals. But notice how I said rivals and not enemies. You see what General Milley is saying without actually coming out and saying it? He knows what we all know, and that is that we could defeat China, but the cost would be too much for us to bear. And I'm not just talking about the financial cost, but the human cost. A war is out of the question, and both sides realize this. But this doesn't let China do whatever they want. This is why this is such a difficult position for President Biden to be in. China has its eyes set on Taiwan, and we as Americans need to pay attention to this. Why? Why should we care? For starters, we fought many wars defending democracy and fighting communism. Taiwan is a democracy, and they are people that just want to live their lives. They are an independent nation that want nothing to do with China. Remember, General Milley nor myself is advocating for war with China or Taiwan, but we need to keep a close eye and make sure China knows that the United States is watching. If they ever decide to actually invade Taiwan, this would only be the beginning. Other sovereign nations would be next. Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, they all have invested interest in ensuring that Taiwan remains an independent state. Nothing scares communist dictators more than religion, and that is why the religious clerics in countries like China, Russia, and North Korea, and many others are the ones that are closely monitored and punished whenever they get out of line. China wants to overtake the United States as the world's dominant superpower, and General Milley has lived his entire adult life making sure that that never happens. Under the Trump administration, the Department of Defense was not working with the Department of State, and as a military man, I can assure you that that is very dangerous. General Milley on multiple times spoke up in defense of the State Department, and of course, Trump being the idiot that he is, he did not listen. But thankfully, we now have a new president, one with decades of foreign policy experience who actually understands diplomacy. Trump talked a big game, but do you guys remember when the entire world laughed in his face? Well, I'll tell you what, you can trust me on this. Nobody's laughing when President Biden speaks. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.